Hello strong and independent gentlemen and ladies. The game, which will be discussed in my video, tells us about a brother and sister who are trying to survive in the 12th century during a raging plague. And by the way, I have my review regarding this game on Metacritic, so you can acquaint yourself with it if you want to do so. You can find me by my nickname Bauman. So, my video will consist of several parts. Firstly, I will describe my attitude towards this game. Secondly, we briefly talk about main heroes, their actions, temperaments and consequences that have led to important moments of the game. I need to tell you in advance that some characters may be omitted, because their deeds are understood by everyone who played this game. The conclusion will be devoted to the reason about the next game the developers are making for us and dreads that this game gives to experience. Firstly, my attitude towards the main characters, in particular to Amicia, didn't change at the end of this game. We can see that she in any possible way tries to protect and listen to her brother, even when Beatrice de Rune refused to hear her son to visit a mysterious island which Hugo saw in his dream. Regarding the rest of the characters, such as Arnold, Lucas and Sophia, I will call him Arnold because judging by his body build, he resembles me you know who. Their actions can trigger a significant streak of the player's soul. Let's start in order. It was very interesting and amazing to observe how the character of Arnold changed from belligerent warrior to ally who remained his fidelity to Amicia until the end. As for Lucas, to be honest, I remember that he was a nice fellow who always can reach out when it needs to, but his final actions really impressed me. Sophia is very bold and decisive. She's the one who can steer the helm to the right directions, because I didn't see anyone else who can be at the helm during sailing. Besides, Beatrice is the only woman who I am sincerely worried about. At least she takes first place, who I am anxious about. In particular, I was astonished with the scene when she was on the pedestal with her arms tied and in fact sacrificed herself to save her daughter. For me it was very regrettable that she died in such terrible way. Secondly, all actions of the main hero are justified by only one goal, to cure her dying brother. Unfortunately she didn't manage to do that, and Hugo pronounced a moving farewell that made the player make a hard decision. However, if you aren't able to find an aspiration inside of your consciousness to do that, Lucas will do that for you without any doubts. That makes Lucas an invaluable character, because he found a power to make himself do what is necessary. Arnold, as I said, is a very picturesque character, and the last scene with him was completely palpable. Finally, Hugo is a great boy who only wanted to live like other normal children, and he felt what it was like to have this life when he was on the island with Amicia. His last words were very moving when he said, "I've been happy with you." Before, a player must do the final act, and he will always be in our hearts. Additionally, I forgot to mention the noteworthy soundtrack that set a vibe and particular ambience of everything that's happening in every chapter. In conclusion, we can observe the final scene where Macula passed to another infant, and judging by beeping of the medical equipment and scrapes of the pen, we can infer that the next part will take place in our lifetime in the 21st century. Hence, developers have given us food for thought concerning what we will do in the next part. Most likely we will be given to use guns and other modern weapons, which are used presently. Also, I assume that almost all actions will happen in the UK. Don't ask me why I think that the next part will be in the UK, but I can only tell you that I have some kind of premonition that everything will take place in the UK. Generally speaking, the developers of this game showed us the fears of plague, pandemic or war, how people suffer and lose what they hold dear. My position is as follows: no matter pestilence or war and how they can be triggered, people must always find ways to avert them, because they devastate not only the lives of youth, but also the future of the growing generation. If you watched this video until this point, I can only say thank you for watching this brief review on this game. I recommend everyone to play in this game again, for instance Start a New Game Plus. By the way, you can also advise to play in this game for your best friends if they like games with a very deep and versatile plot.
Amicia, we're here.
I know.